What's going on, YouTube? Daly here with Daly SC, bringing you a match preview of Real Madrid versus Real Betis this Saturday, 3 o'clock, the final La Liga game of the season. And sorry if I'm crying, it's going to be also Toni Kroos' final game. I made a video earlier this week, a little short, talking about the news that broke, saying that Toni Kroos is officially retiring at the end of the season. Hate to see it. I mean, you know, at the same time, I'm super happy for him just because he's been a stud ever since he's joined Real Madrid. For him, he's just been one of my favorite players to watch. Somebody who's super deadly with all the passes that he can make, the through balls that he sets up for, you know, like Vinny, Ronaldo, Benzema, all in the pass. He's just been a joy to watch, and week in and week out, he's just delivered for us. I think every season he's averaged over 90% in passing, so he's always on the ball. He's always doing great with that. And yeah, I think, you know, good for him to announce this week to give the Real Madrid fans a chance to, you know, really celebrate him and the player and the legend that Toni Kroos is. So super happy for him. I know a lot of players, you know, go to MLS, go to Saudi Arabia now and take all this money. I think it's really, you know, commendable for Toni Kroos to say, hey, you know, I'm retiring as I'm starting week in and week out at Real Madrid at the top of my game. And, you know, really going out as a legend and never letting anybody see him, you know, kind of deteriorate and not be the version that he is today. So shout out to Toni Kroos. Looking forward to seeing him at one final time in the Santiago Bernabeu. But I think the other midfielder we got to talk about this week too is Tchouaméni. I saw recent news come out that saying Tchouaméni is likely to not start in the Champions League final. And that's big news. I don't remember him getting that knock, but I know he hasn't played the last couple weeks. And, you know, every time Tchouaméni's been out there, we've won. I think that's a big thing. You know, we've only lost a couple games this year, right? So it's, you know, that stat's a little overblown, but he's just been vital as a CDM for us this year. Now, granted, we do have Camavinga, but just having that depth is a big thing. And so I'm hoping that he can get back, but if not, definitely going to need Camavinga to really step up and do a great job. So one more time about Toni, though. I think, you know, it being his final game, I just got to, you know, shout out to some of those passes that he's had. That through ball in the Bayern Munich game a couple weeks ago was just beautiful to Vinny. I think the biggest one, too, is in the preseason this year that I remember is he had one, I think it was to Vinny as well, in L.A., and I remember seeing the video of Bellingham just raising his hand, just touching. He was amazed. He finally got to see how good Toni Kroos is. So I'm really going to miss that and definitely going to miss him. But he's definitely starting this week, and we'll kind of transition over to the lineup, and I'll kind of talk a little about that. Okay, as you can see here, this is my lineup if I was Carlo Ancelotti this week. I think the big thing that I'm looking for is this is the final tune-up game, all right? Champions League is in a week from this day as we play, and I think it's going to be a lot more starters than what we saw last week. I think the big thing too, I think Courtois has to start. I said it about a week ago, but you know, that Lunin performance was not great. You know, he's done great all year, but I think this is going to be kind of the final showing, saying, hey, Courtois, clean sheet or not, you know, let's see what you're made of. And I think this is when Ancelotti's really going to make up his mind. But I definitely expect Courtois to start in the goal. I expect Carvajal to start as well. I think, you know, he didn't start last week. I think, you know, Vasquez started. I think he's definitely going to be out there. Militao I have as one of the center backs. Rudiger, I'm going to definitely rest him this week. I think he might come on for 20 minutes, 30 minutes maybe. If not, I don't think he needs to come on. And then Nacho going to be captain out there. I might, you know what? I could also see Rudiger actually starting for Nacho and them giving Toni Kroos the armband one time. That's his final game in the Bernabeu. So I might switch that too now that I'm thinking about it a little more. I could definitely see that. But left back, I think you give Mendy a rest. You put Fran there. You know, he's done good. You might need him too. You never know. And then the diamond, we're going to do Camavinga. Tchouaméni, as I mentioned earlier, has been hurt. So whatever health he is, I think you just rest him. And if he can go next in the Champions League final, then he's good to go. He's been good this whole time. Let him rest, rehab. Toni Kroos obviously has to start. He will definitely be subbed off in this game. Standing ovation, I'm assuming. It's going to be a bittersweet moment for me after all these years watching him. But yeah, he's 100% starting in my opinion. And then this is where I think a little different. I wouldn't be surprised if Ancelotti puts Valverde out there, but I kind of want to see Güler out on the wide right. I kind of want to see what he can do instead of having Valverde there. And also, this gives Valverde some rest. I think Güler, he's looked awesome. He scored a brace last time he was out there. He looked really good. And I want to see what he looks like playing over there on the right with Brahim at the 10. And so Brahim's going to be at the 10. I think Bellingham's going to come on as a sub. I wouldn't be surprised if him and Valverde came on as subs later in the game. You just want them to get some reps, right? I think this is all about going out there, making some plays, right? Nobody getting hurt. If there's a little nick at all, you're out, immediately out. So kind of a good mix of starters and subs. And then you got the two Brazilians up top, Vinny and Rodrigo. Wouldn't be surprised if Josuelu came in later in the game and really, made a difference. If we don't really need to win this game at the end of the day. This is a tune-up game. I would expect us to win this. Betis has done decent this year, but not great. And final home game, I think you want to end it in the Bernabeu with a W. So, this would be my lineup. As I mentioned, I would bring on Bellingham. I'd probably bring on Valverde too. And maybe Rudiger. But otherwise, I think this is a good lineup. And you're definitely going to bring up Kroos. I would put maybe... I think what I can see happening is Modric coming in for Kroos and them embracing, or Valverde coming on to Kroos for Kroos. Valverde is going to be one of the most emotional people out there. Toni Kroos is his idol, as many of you know. So for him to come on and to swap out with him, I think the thing with Valverde is probably going to be number 8 next year. So looking forward to that. That'd be a really touching moment. So yeah, we'll see what happens there. So that's just been a little match preview. Really looking forward to the game on this Saturday. Let me know what y'all think in the comments below. Make sure to like and subscribe. More videos coming out. We'll have a recap of the game after on Saturday, as well as, if there's any more news that breaks, maybe Mbappe. Nah, it's not coming for 2 more weeks. But yeah, make sure to stay locked in on my channel. A lot more videos coming out in the near future, along with a little preview. Some Euro previews are going to be coming soon. We're going to be breaking down each of the group stages here soon. And then each day we're going to be having a day recap of the Euros. So really looking forward to doing those. So make sure to subscribe, like, comment, let me know what you think, and I'll catch you next time. Cheers.